Okay, so we'll move to the 2019 paper. Define and classify economic resources. Again, repeated. So remember, don't just go and classify. First, you have to define economic resources. So what are economic resources? Economic resources are the resources that are limited in supply, or in other words, you can say it is scarce. And then you can say the use of such resources will generate or will lead to an opportunity cost. So those are the two key points that has to be there in your definition. How you write it doesn't matter. As long as you say economic resources are the resources that are limited in supply, or resources that are scarce compared to unlimited wants, and the use of it leads to opportunity cost, is completely fine. That's a proper definition. Then how do you classify economic resources? Very easy. You can go with the normal for land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, or you can further subdivide it. You can say property resources. Property resources, you can go with land and capital. Then you can say human resources, and you can say labor and entrepreneurship. Is that okay, or any question? Fine. 4-mark question, a very simple one, which by now I'm guessing as all of you all by now for something like this, you all should be able to answer, right? If you are struggling to answer something like this, there is a problem. These are the basics of questions that you can ever get. Okay. So if you, I don't know how you all are feeling about a question. If you're feeling that, you are not at a level to answer this question for 4 marks, meaning your standard is a little low. So put some extra effort. Okay. Done. Next one. Explain why scarcity leads to trade-off. Trade-off is, guys, something like choice where you have to give up. Okay. Trade-off is not necessarily opportunity cost. So what you have to explain, that same story that we usually explain. Remember, this leads to this, this leads to this. That story is what you have to explain. So you can start with limited resources plus unlimited bonds that leads to scarcity. Then you can say these scarce resources have what? Have alternative uses. Now, all of this we have discussed in previous question. Alternative uses. So therefore, you can't do everything that you want. You have to make a choice. So this choice is what leads you to a trade-off. Now, what is a trade-off, guys? A trade-off is you have to sacrifice something. That's what you say a trade-off. Now, if I ask you what is your trade-off for coming to this class, maybe some of you all will say, sir, I am fasting, feeling hungry also. If not for this class, I would have slept a little until around 6 o'clock. Or you will say, until, I would have gone and, some people of you all are very religious people. You all will say, I would have prayed during these 2 hours. That's your trade-off, guys. So trade-off is what? What you sacrifice to get something else. So therefore, you can say when you make a choice, that leads to trade-off. So what is a trade-off? A trade-off is something that you sacrifice in order to get something else. So you can say what you sacrifice in order to get something else. That is what you call a trade-off. Okay. Sacrifice, okay, to get something. Is that clear, guys? Fine. Trade-off is not opportunity cost. Trade-off is not exact choice also. Because of choice, it leads to a trade-off. The next best alternative is your opportunity cost. So your trade-off can be a lot of things, guys. Now, if I ask you what is your trade-off during these 2 hours, you all will say sleep. You all will say, sir, I could have prayed. Sir, I could have, gone out a little with my friends, right? All of those are trade-offs. But what is opportunity cost? It's like your next best trade-off. Is that fine? Can you all explain that in words? The normal story that we already have, right? The limited resources. How does this scarcity lead to choice and opportunity cost? And that is what you have to talk about. Done. Then the next question. How does the production possibility? Okay, so there are 2 questions here, no? Okay. So how does the production possibility frontier illustrate the following concepts? Scarcity, opportunity cost, recession, and growth. So let me split this into. Yeah, I think the question numbering is a little wrong here, no? I think it has to be question number 3. I think a mistake that I have made when typing. Yes, is it how it is in your PDF that I gave you all also? Yes. So I will make that small correction. I put 2 questions here. So let me cut this question off from this. So this is question number 3, right? Then this has to be question number 4. And the next question will be question number 5. Okay. Right. So this is question number 4. Okay, this is question number 4. This is question number 5. Okay. Right. So we look into these 3. Very simple, guys. Any problems that you all have, can we move with this? I'm hoping by now you all are okay. How does the PPC illustrate the following concepts? Scarcity, point outside, opportunity cost. You can draw 2 points and say that, when you move from here to here, it's something like that. Then how do you show a recession, a point inside? How do you show economic growth? PPC shifting outwards. Fine, I guess it's, I think, the easiest PPC question that you can get. So explanation, you can give a small 1 to 2 line small explanation. Don't just draw, write a small 1 to 2 line explanation as well. Can handle, guys, everyone, others also. Because if you all want me to explain, just let me know, right? Because I feel if I'm explaining means I'm just repeating the same thing that you all already know. I don't want to waste time saying something that you all already know. Can handle? Okay, so if anyone doesn't know, guys, please ask, right? So unless you all text and tell me, I will assume that you all already know because we already did this. So a small explanation, something like this, guys. Now, let's say, okay, I'll just show you for one. Okay, we'll say economic growth. So you can say, right, with economic growth, right, with economic growth, a country will be able to produce more goods and services. With economic growth, a country can produce more goods and services. This can be illustrated. This can be illustrated by a shift in the PPC outwards. That is all that you have to write, guys. That's more than enough explanation. So you draw the PPC and you can say, with economic growth, this happens. Okay, then for opportunity cost, what kind of explanation you can give? So you can draw a PPC, mark 2 points. Then you can say, when the economy moves from point A to point B, it will have to give up this amount of goods. In other words, the opportunity cost of moving from point A to point B is, you can put some numbers, guys, in your question, in your PPC that you draw, point A, point B, put some combinations, and you can say when going from A to B, the economy has to give up this amount of goods in order to get the other amount of goods. That is opportunity. Something very similar like that. Okay, done. Then moving to the next one, the 4th one. Explain why all combinations of goods shown on a production possibility curve display productive efficiency, but only one combination displays allocative efficiency. So again, repeated over and over and over again. So what can you do? You can draw a small diagram as well, and you can say, what is productive efficiency? That is where the economy produces at the maximum efficiency level. So where it uses all the resources at its maximum sustainable and gets the maximum sustainable output from it. There is full employment and full production. Then you can say this combination can be, this productive efficiency can be shown by any point on the PPC. However, allocative efficiency refers to producing what the society actually desires. The condition for that is marginal cost has to equal to marginal benefit. This is only one specific point of the PPC. So you can draw that. Remember the diagram that is there on my theory tutes and all. So you have the this thing over here. Hold on. Okay. So you draw the PPC. All these points are productive efficiency. But then, you can draw the marginal benefit, marginal cost curve, right? And the marginal benefit and marginal cost curve, right? And then you can say, look here, point A, B, and C, all these points are productively efficient, but only point B has allocative efficiency. So only point B will also be economically efficient. Can handle a question like that. Okay. Productive efficiency, allocative efficiency. We've done this like 100 times now. Step. Others also, guys, I all okay, can handle. Fine. Okay, right. Moving to the next. Right. Part 5. How does a free market economic system differ from a command economic system in solving the questions about resource allocation? Yes, resource allocation question is what question? What do you have to write about? What to produce, how to produce, or whom to produce? The resource allocation question is, it's about what to produce, guys, not whom to produce. It's about what to produce. The distribution is the whom to produce one. So allocating your resource, but what to produce. So you decide on what to produce, and then you allocate your resources for that. So what you have to write? You have to write how do these two economic systems answer the question of what to produce. So what I will do is I'll directly copy it from my tute and put it over here. Give me a second. But we would have discussed this before also. Anyway, let me copy it and put it. Give me a second. Like, so if you take a market economy, how does a market economy answer what to produce? This way. How does a planned economy answer what to produce? This. Right. Okay. So I've copied the things from my tute. Okay. So how does a market economy answer what to produce, guys? They look at producing the goods that is most profitable according to price mechanism. They will look at what is the most profitable goods, and they will allocate their resources to produce those goods. How does a planned economy or a command economy answer this? A planned or command economy, you will have a central planning authority. They will use planning mechanism, and they will allocate their resources to produce the goods that gives the highest social welfare or highest benefit to the public. Is that okay? Manageable? Can answer something like that? Check. These are again very basic ones, right? As long as you can what? Can you slow down? Yes, I'll slow down. Anything that you're stuck with, you can let me know. Okay, so that's the end with the 2019 paper. Any questions so far, guys? So I can give you all a break, and then we can go with the last three papers. The 2022 paper, latest paper, I'll take a little bit extra time because there are some nice, interesting questions. The ones that are repeated, so I will not take much time. So 2019 is also done. The first, I think it was one of the easiest questions, no, to define and classify economic resources. What is scarcity and trade-off? Then to show these on a PPC, right? Scarcity, opportunity cost. Then what? Productive efficiency, allocative efficiency, and then market economy. How do the market and command? How do they answer what to produce? I don't think there was any new question in this in the 2019 one. All the questions were same questions that was repeated from past papers, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so also one more thing is I will type and send the unit 2 and 3 questions. I've already got it typed. I just need to finalize and do some formatting changes here and there. So I will send it to you all within the next couple of days. Right? In case there is a delay, you don't wait until I send. So for next class, you all know we are done with unit number 1. We will do unit number 2 and 3 together, guys, because both the units are connected. So then I don't have to teach the same thing twice. So I'll be doing unit 2 and 3 together. So we'll start with the 2011 MCQ paper. Now, you all know, no? The first few are unit number 1. Then until unit number, after that, it's unit number 2 and 3. So make sure for next class, at least you do from 2011 to around 2015, 2016. So do at least that and come. If you can do everything and come, that's perfect. But at least do the 2011, 2015, 16, the MCQs from unit number 2 and 3 and come. That's for next class, next Monday. Okay. with this week, unit number 1 is over. Make sure you all have nicely written your answers and filed it and kept. Okay, done. Shall we take a small break and then come, or shall we? Or shall we quickly do this and okay? Shall we quickly take around 10 minutes and do this and then take this? Okay, let me end the recording also. Hold on.